Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Chris and I'm one of the Shortcuts educators. So for this afternoon, we're going to be going through our very exciting new feature and our very exciting new payment platform called Shortcuts Pay, powered by Stripe. So if you've ever been on one of my webinars or my masterclasses before, thank you ever so much for joining me. And again, if this is your first time, again, thank you ever so much for joining us this afternoon. Got quite a bit to go through this afternoon, so I appreciate it may be your day off. You may be joining me in between your clients. This masterclass will be recorded and it will be popped onto our YouTube channel. So if you do have any questions throughout, if you do need to drop out, that's not a problem. Please do just pop me a message and we can send over the recording. If you do have any questions as well, I will have a Q&A at the end, but feel free to unmute your microphone or pop it in the chat box as well, if you wish to. So today's masterclass, we're going to do a little bit of a mixture between a PowerPoint presentation and a live demonstration as well. And we're going to be really demonstrating this fantastic new feature, which is of course called Shortcuts Pay. So the first thing we're going to take a look at is our shortcuts. So first and foremost, if you've ever found yourself after a long, busy day, it's hot like it is at the moment, you get to the end of the day and you think, do you know what? I've got to cash up. Okay, so you go through your end of day like normal, you're tired. Just as you start cashing up, you go through all the steps. One of the first things you've obviously got to do is do your Z reading. Okay, so then you print out your Z reading and you've got to input your credit and debit card takings. So I'm going to input my takings there, 135. And of course you input your cash as well. So you can see there I've manually entered the amount. So I go through the next steps, do all the usual things. Then we get to this step here and we see straight away credit and debit card on my account. That's what I manually inputted there at £135, but was expected 150. So we're £15 under. And you think to yourself, do you know what, Chris? That's not a problem. I can look at my daily transactions report in Shortcuts, and that will help me find where the issue is. It's only £15. It'd be easy enough to find. So, for example, let's do that. Let's take a look at our report. We go to our daily transactions. We're £15 down. We have a look for today. And we can see, yep, we've got a transaction now. I appreciate I've only got one for today, but we can see there at 11:22, we ran through an amount on the credit and debit card machine for £150. So that's easy enough. All I need to do is I need to find my duplicate credit card receipt from my current terminal, and I should have a £150 card receipt that matches at around 11:22. So I found that. Let's take a look here. Oh, but hang on a minute. I found this card receipt and I can see it's at 11:22, so that suggests that must be the corresponding card receipt. But what's happened here? I've popped in £15. We've all done it. Okay, so when we are working on non-integrated card terminals, terminals that do not bring the amount up automatically, we've all been there. It is so easy to miskey, which is unfortunately what's happened here. I should have typed in £150 as per the transaction amount, but myself, one of my staff members, has accidentally miskeyed and typed in £15, which is of course why we are now under. And that's an error. Now I've got to spend time phoning this client, explaining, maybe even speaking to the accountant, maybe even speaking to one of my staff members. And it's a headache that we just don't need, all for something so simple. So, of course, we now introduce Shortcuts Pay, our integrated card terminal, which will, of course, bring that amount to the card terminal. No more miskeys, no more manually typing in the amount at the end of day cashing up wizard. Think of how much time we're going to save. And we're going to see a little bit more about that in just a few minutes. But it's not only things like that. Shortcuts Pay, we're not just talking about integrated card terminals. It goes so much more than that. Booking deposits when a client books online. Offline booking deposits, when you book a customer over the phone or face to face. And including things like electronic gift cards. So it might also be like you've got this customer here in front. We can see it's taken up quite a big appointment. We can see very aptly this client is a new client. And we can take a look at some of the alerts. We can see there's a contraindication outstanding. We can see some notes. Cancelled last minute previously. Oh, that doesn't look good, does it? They've already cancelled last minute. We can take a look at the note. What's the note on it? Needs to pay a deposit. Again, this customer has maybe booked online, or one of our staff members has booked this appointment in, but they can already see they need to take a deposit. That is again where we introduce Shortcuts Pay, where we introduce not only online booking deposits, but offline booking deposits as well. And I'm going to demo that towards the end. But of course, we now need to go through exactly what Shortcuts Pay is and how it's going to benefit your business. Okay. It's as we saw, little customer snapshot. Meet Sarah. Okay, so it was her salon. We were just taking a look there. She looks a little bit glum. Sarah owns a six chair salon in Manchester and taking payments on a standalone bank terminal card machine. She has six stylists with a standalone bank terminal not connected into her Shortcuts Fusion. She's not currently taking deposits and she's been open roughly 5 years. Now, Sarah, which is why she looks a little bit glum, she spends more than 3 hours a week retyping payments and reconciling by hand. So we've all been there, as we saw in my introductory demonstration there. It's very easy to miskey, but what about, having to change payments over, reconcile, everything like that? Some weeks this requires half a day just fixing transaction errors, where we'd much rather be servicing our clients, doing treatments and making money. Every no-show is lost revenue with no protection. Okay, so as we know, if we're not taking those deposits and that client no-shows or is a last-minute cancellation, it's lost revenue with no protection. So the cost of non-integrated manual payments. Every week, your team is losing time they'll never get back. And as we all know, time is money. So 90 minutes a week retyping amounts at the terminal, okay? Something we don't even necessarily think about, but we're all probably going to start thinking about it right now. We're at the point of sale screen. We've got a queue of customers that are all in a hurry, and we're typing out those amounts. And not only that, as we saw at the very beginning, how easy is it? I'm sure we've all done it. We've accidentally typed in 15 where it should have been 150, or even worse. 140 minutes a week reconciling end of day by hand. So as we saw again at my intro demonstration, once we get to that end of day wizard, we're typing in the amount. With Shortcuts Pay, you don't need to do that. Whatever is run through that integrated card terminal will appear automatically at that end of day wizard. So you saw when I typed it in, the 135, that reconciles automatically. You haven't got to be typing it in. 160 minutes a week fixing manual entry errors. People typing in the wrong amounts. We've all done it. 20%, okay, so think about this. 20% of appointments become no-shows with no deposit protection. Okay, so I'm going to say that again. 20% of your appointments become no-shows when we don't have that deposit protection. Okay, and there's a couple of different ways we can do it within Shortcuts Fusion and Shortcuts Pay. We can take those booking deposits when a customer books online. It's fully configurable. You're going to see in just a little bit. And we've also got those offline deposits when that customer books over the phone or face to face. We can request the card details for cancellation fees, or we can request a deposit right there, all via a secure link. So as we can see, deposits, invoices, payments, errors, invoices go to terminals, payments, reconcile, reports. Okay, it can be a headache. I'm sure we've all done it. Okay, so we're going to think how much time we're going to save using Shortcuts Pay and integrated card terminals. So the problem, your current setup, it may be most payment setups create friction, errors and delays that cost time and money every single day. Manual entry errors, as we saw. Staff retype amounts from shortcuts into a separate terminal every transaction. Okay, as you saw at the very beginning, I made a mistake. Should have been 150. I'd only typed in 15. Slow reconciliation. Payments in one system, bookings in another. End of day means manually cross-referencing two sets of records. Maybe you're printing out the trading summary. Maybe maybe you've got a separate spreadsheet. Maybe you've written it all down. Maybe you're simply taking all of your merchant copy card receipts. Maybe you're printing out a Z reading. Lots of different ways you may be doing it, but it may be messy, but most importantly, it can cause errors and it is time consuming. And we want to stop all of that. Okay. We will, as we say, work smarter, not harder. We want to take the hard work out of all of that with Shortcuts Pay. Now, delayed settlements. Most providers take 2 to 3 business days to settle. Okay, so you've taken that deposit and it can take 2 to 3 days to hit your bank account. That's your money sitting in transit, creating cash flow pressure every single week. Okay, so with Shortcuts Pay, it's the next working day, whereas most providers is 2 to 3 business days. Ours is the next business day, the next working day. No-show revenue loss. Without a deposit on file, a missed appointment is missed revenue. Okay. No protection, no recourse, no way to recover. Okay. And one thing when I speak to a lot of customers, I mean, maybe sort of 10 years ago, we kind of felt it was maybe only restaurants, that were taking deposits. But nowadays, do you know what? It's completely changed. Everyone is taking a deposit because we simply cannot afford to be without that revenue. We need our customers to be securing their appointments. Okay, so we shouldn't feel guilty. Maybe you're sat there thinking now, but I've got a long-standing customer who never no-shows. Well, do you know what? We completely hear you. We completely understand. You're going to see in a few minutes when we're looking at those online booking deposits when a customer books online, you can choose whether it's new customers only. And of course, the beauty then with offline booking deposits, you get to choose who you request that deposit from. So don't worry if you're sat there thinking, oh, but I've got Mrs. Smith, she's a long-standing client. We hear you, we understand, we've got a solution for you. Okay, so let's start here with booking deposits. Okay, so you've probably heard me say it quite a few times over the last sort of 10, 15 minutes. So why booking deposits in Shortcuts changes everything. Okay, so straight away, we're going to reduce those no-shows. A deposit on file means clients show up. If they don't, you're covered. Protect your revenue. Secure income before the appointment starts, not after. Okay. So a lot of times people, again, that customer no-shows, they're straight on the phone trying to recover that cancellation. They're calling them up. They've got a new appointment booked in. They're trying to recover that lost revenue. Again, it's time and money lost, and we may not even get that money back. So protect your revenue at the beginning with online booking deposits and of course offline booking deposits. Improve your cash flow. Money in earlier, less chasing, more time running your business and doing the things that you want to be doing, looking after your clients. Okay. So some of you might already be using Stripe for deposits. So if you are using Stripe for deposits, maybe you've already linked your Stripe account in the site settings of the console. Maybe you're sat here with that already set up. If you're already using Stripe for deposits, you're further along than you think. Okay, and you're not very far off, even if you're not using Stripe. So please don't worry. But if you're using Stripe, you are almost there. So Stripe is already handling your deposits, which means the hardest part of switching is done. All that's left is bringing your in-person payments into the same system. Deposits via Stripe, you already switched on. Add Shortcuts Pay for an in-person, one system, every payment. Adding the terminal is the natural next step. So, the hardware then, the card machine, in-person payments. It's a smart wireless terminal designed for the salon floor. Wi-Fi with built-in cellular backup. Okay, just in case you're upstairs, downstairs, you need to be moving around a little bit more. Wi-Fi with built-in cellular backup. It's plug and play, and it connects directly into your Shortcuts Fusion. Okay, so it's Wi-Fi and cellular 4G LTE SIM backup. So payments will keep running even if your Wi-Fi drops. So some of you are thinking, we're a little bit in the remote areas, Wi-Fi is not that great, anything like that, it's not a problem. Wireless handheld, take it to the chair, the room, or wherever the service ends. So we can now start thinking, okay, let's make that a little bit more of that personalized service. Take it to the chair. If that customer's in a hurry, do you know what? Before they've even finished a service, let's secure that payment. Let's get them checked out. Take it to the room, or of course, wherever the service ends. So it's PCI certified with end-to-end encryption, EMV certified, and it's pre-certified out of the box. So no issues getting you set up straight away. Okay. Now it takes all payment types. So some of you will probably have customers that are using, the tap, the chip and pin, but we'll also be using things like digital wallets such as Apple Pay and Google Pay. It's all completely sorted within Shortcuts Pay. Now, not only that, branded display. I love this. Apply your Salon branding to the terminal screen so you can have your branding on the terminal screen. I mean, how fantastic is that? I mean, do you ever see that? I mean, I know when we go to shops, obviously it automatically appears on the card terminal, the amount, but do you ever see the logo? I mean, how fantastic is that? Being able to hand that to your customers and having your branding right at the top of that card terminal. Okay, so the solution. Okay, so it's a simple one. So how does Shortcuts Pay work? Next business day payout, as we found out a couple of minutes ago, most business providers were looking at 2 to 3 business days. That can be a lifetime in our business world. Shortcuts Pay, next business day payout. Okay, so let's take a look at the timeline. We got the booking. The deposit is captured at the time of the booking. There's automatic reminders sent, so your no-shows are covered. Checkout. The amount flows straight to the terminal. So we've now got that customer at the point of sale screen. They're ready to check out. Or maybe we're in the treatment room, the chair. The amount flows straight to the terminal. Okay. No retyping, no errors. Again, circling back to the very beginning, we see how quick and easy it is to type in the incorrect amount. Reconciliation. End of day done automatically. Okay, so as we saw when we got to that end of day, when it gets to the credit and debit card field, that is filled in automatically. Online payment for your booking deposits, online booking deposits, filled in automatically. Nice and quick, nice and simple. One screen, every transaction, and most importantly, no errors. Reporting all transactions in one easy to read dashboard, and that includes online and in person, all unified. So we're really making your lives that much easier and saving you time and money. So what's then included with Shortcuts Pay? Every payment type on one platform. So we've got online payments or booking deposits, as you heard me refer to it to. Online payments, booking deposits, capture deposits at booking from any channel, automated reminders, reduce no-shows, and improve the cash flow. Cancellation fees. Store a card on file and charge automatically for no-shows or late cancellations. So again, if you want to securely request those card details in the event of a cancellation, that's cancellation fees. It's done from the click of a button. You've got that customer in, like you may have saw in my shortcuts, taken up all day. You want to request those card details in the event of a cancellation fee, or maybe you want to request a deposit. So not only that, we've got digital gift cards. Okay, so a fantastic thing. If you're not using digital gift cards, they are a great way to generate income. They're great for last minute presents, sorry, towards the festivals, towards the holiday periods, everything like that. So you can sell gift cards online with instant payment and email delivery, redeem seamlessly at checkout. So you can use that across your digital gift cards as well. In-person payments. Payments sent directly from Shortcuts Fusion to the S710. So that's the name of the card terminal. Okay, so it's an S710 card terminal. You can tap, chip, digital wallets, and magstripe as well. Unified reporting. Every payment type, online and in person, tracked together in a single dashboard. So you can see it all, not trying to work out which one came from which. They're all there in one easy to read, handy dashboard. So then, the solution is, of course, Shortcuts Pay. So the 4 key benefits of Shortcuts Pay. Eliminate manual entry, okay? The payment amount flows directly from Shortcuts Fusion to the S710 terminal. Okay, so nice and easy. You're at the point of sale screen. You're checking the customer out. The money flows. The amount, sorry, flows directly to the card terminal. We're not having to type anything in. Automated reconciliation. Deposits, in-person payments, and cancellation fees all land in one unified report within Shortcuts Fusion. Next business day settlement. As we said, most other business providers will do 2 to 3 business days. Ours is T+1, so next business day is standard. That becomes a standard with Shortcuts Pay. Funds from today's transaction land in your account tomorrow. No delays, no guessing, no waiting around. Secure every booking with a deposit. A deposit is captured at the moment of booking automatically. No manual follow-up, no chasing clients. If they don't show, you're covered. So again, how many of us have done that? We've just had a lovely consultation. We're looking at 2 to 3 hours booked out, and it's going to be quite a sizable service. And we need to secure that deposit. We can now do that with offline deposits. With a click of a button, we can tap onto the appointment and we can say to that customer, in the next sort of 5-10 minutes, you're going to receive a secure link just to pay a deposit that will automatically be redeemed off of this booking. So we're securing every booking with a deposit. You can also set up online booking deposits for app bookings, online bookings, everything like that. Okay, and we're going to take a look at these in just a few moments. What changes when you switch? So before and after Shortcuts Pay. So payment entry. Currently, without Shortcuts Pay, you're typing manually into a terminal, and we know how quick and easy it is to do a miss key. Okay, we don't want that. We don't want all of those errors. But with Shortcuts Pay, it's sent automatically from Shortcuts Fusion. We don't have to worry about typing anything in. It's quick, it's simple, and of course, it takes all of that guesswork and the hard work out. Manual errors. Okay, we're looking at around 8 errors a week, 20 minutes each to fix. For those of you at the very beginning, you may have saw I did a quick demonstration of where I accidentally typed in £15 on my card machine with my manual entry, and it should have been 150. And it was going to take me, around 20 minutes to fix that. But with Shortcuts Pay, it's eliminated. Right amount every single time. Okay, so you haven't got to worry about it. It's sent directly from Shortcuts Fusion to the card terminal. Reconciliation. Manual cross-check. Again, you saw at the very beginning, had to look at my card receipts, had to look at another report. Maybe you're doing it slightly different. Maybe you've got like a different spreadsheet. It's all manual cross-check, and that's costing us time, especially at the end of the day when we're tired, and we just want to get home. But with Shortcuts Pay, it's automatic. One report in Shortcuts. Settlement. 2 to 3 business days without Shortcuts Pay. But with Shortcuts Pay, next business day, T+1 with Shortcuts Pay, you get your money the next day. No waiting around, increasing cash flow. Payment visibility split across 2 systems. Maybe you've got contracts with another card terminal. You've got all of that paperwork to handle. You've got contract expiry dates, all the T's and C's going on there. And then you're looking at wanting to introduce online deposits in Shortcuts, and it's split across two separate systems. Okay, it's just adding to the headache. Let's eliminate all of that with Shortcuts Pay. All transactions in one dashboard. Deposits and in-person deposits. Managing disconnected systems. I see people trying to ring up, chase payments, all sorts of different ways that aren't authorized, everything like that. Oh, it's just so difficult, adds so much stress to us. With Shortcuts Pay, unified in Shortcuts Fusion. Okay, it's easy, simple, and quick, hassle-free. Before and after Shortcuts Pay, we're trying to chase deposits, we're trying to do different we're invoicing people, we're looking at different reports, we're manually typing amounts in on a different card terminal, we're trying to track payments, there's errors, we're trying to reconcile at the end of the day, we've then got a different report, we're opening up another report, we've got a spreadsheet. It's all going on. We're looking at around 8 manual errors a week. Some of you maybe more, some of you hopefully less. 30 minutes a day just trying to reconcile all of this. We've got a delayed payment. It's taken 2, 3, 4 business days to get in. We need that cash flow. It's disconnected, it's fragmented, it's delayed. But with Shortcuts Pay, powered by Stripe, all in one easy to locate dashboard. So much easier. It's all done within Shortcuts Fusion. Invoices, card terminals, reports, reconciliation, deposits, all done. And we're saving now 90 minutes a week, roughly £4,000 a year. That's a lot of money. Just it's almost money we almost had lying around from errors before and things like that. We're sort of saving it without really having to do quite literally anything. Zero manual errors. Okay, so that is where Shortcuts Pay comes in. So, simple, transparent pricing. Okay, now when it does come to pricing, we will always put you in touch with one of our managers who can guide you through and discuss everything with you. Okay, so they will sit down with you, they will have a chat and go through all of your current payments, your takings, everything like that to try and get you the best deal. So, online payments. Okay, so there's no hidden fees, no surprises every time a client taps. Okay, so we will always discuss this with you, be completely transparent. So online payments from 1.5% plus 20p per transaction. If you've got customers that often use international cards, please let us know about that. In-store, in-salon payments, again from 1.5% plus 10p per transaction. And again, international cards, please let us know if you've got customers that are often using different cards. There's custom rates available if you're taking more than £4,000 per month. So again, do let us know. We will always have this chat with you. We'll put you in touch with a manager and that can go through all of that. Now, of course, T+1 settlement, your next business day, is included in the rate. It's included as standard. No separate reconciliation tools or add-ons needed. And again, non-EEA and premium UK card fees are not displayed above, so please contact us for a detailed quote for that. But please just do get in touch and we can run through everything. Okay, so for our existing Shortcuts customers that are already using Shortcuts Fusion, adding Shortcuts Pay is the final piece that connects everything together. Your bookings are already in Shortcuts Fusion. So Shortcuts Pay connects to every booking, deposit, and client profile already in your system. No new software to learn. Okay, so you don't have to learn anything new. Shortcuts Pay is built into Shortcuts Fusion. Your team uses the same interface they already know. So please don't worry if you're sat there thinking, oh, they're going to have to learn how to do everything. Cashing up's going to be different. Nothing at all. Nothing new to learn. Just nothing but money and time saving. Migration support is included. Okay, so your account manager will handle your setup and your onboarding. And the S710, that's the card terminal, is plug and play. So most businesses are live fast. We're looking at, a couple of days. Payments and bookings finally talk to each other. Deposits flow to checkout. Checkout flows to reconciliation. The whole payment workflow runs end to end. So again, what that means is if you take a deposit online, if you ring up, if a customer pays a deposit over the phone and you manually send them a secure booking link for offline deposits, that appears automatically at checkout. So again, you don't have to worry about your staff remembering that a customer's paid a deposit. All you need to do is simply click checkout and it will appear automatically as a redemption at the point of sale screen. Nothing else to do. The whole payment workflow runs end to end. And as we saw when it comes to reconciliation, online payment field will pre-populate in the end of day wizard, as will the credit and debit card. So you don't have to worry about remembering anything, calculating. It all reconciles perfectly fine there. Okay, so we have a 50% offer. Okay, so special offer 50% for Shortcuts customers only. So an exclusive launch offer to get your Stripe terminal 50% off, which is, I think it's £114.50 plus VAT. Okay, so that's 50% off. So do take advantage of that. We can get that sent out to you and get you signed up, everything like that. Okay, so the next steps, ready to get started. So here's what happens next. First of all, let us know, confirm you've got Shortcuts Pay on your account or just drop us an email. Your customer success manager activates Shortcuts Pay within Fusion. We order the F710 terminal. It ships directly to your business. It's plug and play setup, but we can always talk you through. Go live, okay? Payments, deposits, and reconciliation all connect automatically, no disruption to your daily operations. Okay. So one thing I'm going to demonstrate just very quickly, some of you may be using booking deposits, some of you may not be using booking deposits, but what I'm going to demonstrate now is how those booking deposits work. So just to let you know, when it comes to the card terminal, I'm not able to demo that unfortunately, but great news, it's very, very easy. The card terminal just appears, the amount appears automatically. You just check the client out at point of sale as normal, the amount appears on the card terminal as normal, like your favorite supermarket and shop, things like that. But what I do want to just demonstrate very quickly is the different types of booking deposits that we have. Now, some of you may already be using it, so that's perfectly fine. But if not, I'm going to show you how it looks. Okay, so setting up a rule is how you want your booking deposits to function, and it's very easily done. It's just done in the online console. So all you would do is simply click online booking settings. Some of you may have already got this set up, and we will always go through this with you, so please don't worry. You would just simply click booking deposit settings on the right hand side, and then you would just see the different rule just here. So you would just click add a new rule and just set up a new rule. So let's click add a new rule and let's just say it's a 20% deposit. Okay. You can then activate it. You can then say how many days in advance it's going to be taken. So I'm going to say it's going to be 2 days. So any appointments made within 2 days, the deposit will not be taken when a customer books online or when you manually request a deposit. Put the percentage in there, and you can also take a minimum booking fee per service. So for example, let's say we've taken a 20% deposit, and let's say your service is £50, okay? That will then take a 20% deposit of that. But let's say we've got a service that is, let's say, £10. Okay, so 10% of that, 20% of that is going to be £1. And you might be thinking, well, 20% of a £5 service, just taking a pound isn't going to be enough. So what we can do, we can set up a minimum booking fee per service. And that basically means that will override whatever the percentage is. Okay, so you might say, look, in order to sort of keep my business afloat, should we say, the minimum booking fee needs to be, I need to take at least £10. Okay, so whatever that amount is, if it's greater than the percentage, that will be taken. However, if your service is only £5, it will never take more than what the actual service is. So if a customer's booking a £5 lip wax, let's say, it won't take £10 from that customer. It will just simply take the full amount of the £5. But then if it was something like a £20 service, it will take whichever is greater. It'll be either the minimum booking fee or the percentage. Then underneath, we've got new customers only. So again, for those of you thinking, well, I've got really long-standing customer base, and I don't want to alienate them. I don't want to upset anyone when they make that when they make that deposit. You can then decide whether it's going to be new customers only. And then after that, you can then choose which employee is it going to be for. By default, it will be all employees or and all services, but you can simply choose whether you just want it to be specific employees or specific services. Now, when you do click on the services, you will notice that the services do have an asterisk next to them. Okay, so you may see some of these services here. These services are the ones that are ticked to be bookable via web. Okay, so if you're not wanting to take deposits online or a booking deposit when a customer books online, you can simply go through this whole setup and you can then manually request a deposit. These ones with the asterisks are simply the ones that are available on web, that have been ticked in your Shortcuts Fusion to be available on web. And then when a customer gets to the end of the online booking process, you can see there, pay deposit, £5.50. Okay, so that's obviously a 10% setup there, but it's going to be taking that amount just there. And it even tells that customer underneath they can pay later. So that's our online booking deposit. So it's very easy to set up. And like I said, please don't worry. We will always go through this with you in a dedicated training session. We will go through ensuring your booking deposits are exactly how you want them to be. And that's exactly the same through the app as well. But maybe you're thinking, just like I had at the very beginning, what about if you've got a customer that has come in, they've had a consultation, And we've made the appointment face to face, or maybe we've made the appointment over the phone. We've blocked out a lot of time, as we can see here. Okay, we can then do what we call offline deposits. So we can now securely request a deposit from this customer. We just need to ensure we have their email and their phone number, and that they are opted in. And then we can simply tap on the touch tip. You can do this through the cloud as well. And you can simply click request a deposit there. It is that simple. Okay, so as you can see, I didn't have a valid mobile number or an email on this, so it does let us know. So please do make sure when you do book those customers, it's fantastic that we've got that prompt. Please do make sure you have the email. Please do make sure you put the phone number in. So as you can see, it does let you know. We just click that request deposit, and then you can then see the colors have changed. We can see when those card details are outstanding, and it will change to a green color when they confirm back with their card details and have paid the deposit. Now, it's very simple from there. When you check that customer out, when they've paid a deposit, whether it's offline or online via the online booking, do you know what? It's very simple. All you do, check them out as normal, and it will simply deduct that deposit automatically. No need to remember anything, no need to calculate anything different. It's all automated. But what about if the customer does no show? What about if they do cancel last minute? Again, we've got some options and we will run through all of that with you. But quite simply, you can refund them, you can transfer the amount to an account, or you can charge it as a cancellation fee, meaning your business is not losing out. Okay, so that's online booking deposits via online booking in the app and manual offline booking deposits there. And of course, integrated card machines. The amount will flow directly to the card machine at the point of sale screen, making it simple, quick, saving you time. And that, ladies and gents, is our brand new feature, Shortcuts Pay. So if you have any questions, please feel free to pop those over to me now. Okay, yep. So no extra fees, all included. It's just the transaction fees that we spoke about earlier. And obviously paying for the card term as well. But it's 50% off at the moment. Okay, so please do let us know. Drop us an email at customercareuk at shortcuts.co.uk. Perfect. Yep, no problem. So the card terminal is £114.50 plus VAT. So it's 50% off at the moment. So please do take advantage of that. It's a great question. It's £114.50 plus VAT. Do you have the card fees that we can send over? Yep, absolutely. That's not a problem. Um, Please could you just email us? So customer care UK at shortcuts.co.uk, and we can send you over the transaction fees there. It's a great question. Unfortunately, not in Jersey at the moment. I will triple check. I did check. I think I checked about 2 weeks ago and it wasn't in Jersey, but no, I don't believe it is. Unfortunately, I don't believe it is. No. When the team cash up, is there a way to see the notes? Is that the notes for the cancellation fee? So when you cancel an appointment, you enter a note. Is that what that is? I'll demonstrate just on here. So it's a great question. Lady has asked, can we see the notes? So let's just pop this in here. So when we delete an appointment and we pop a note in here. So those notes are not they're not visible in caching up, but they are visible in the menu screen. So if whatever notes you pop in there in the menu and in the cancellation screen, they'll be visible in the notes just here. So for that customer. Yes, it is. Yeah. Ah, great question. So I believe it's in the session balance report. I will triple check. That is a great question. So when it doesn't balance, you have to leave a comment, don't you, at the end? Um, that would all pretty much disappear, obviously with Shortcuts Pay. But I think you were the lady that did also mention about Jersey, wasn't it? Yes. Okay. Yes, I believe it is in the session balance or session till balance report. So when your staff members have to leave a comment when it didn't reconcile, I'm pretty sure it's a session till balance. But it's a great question. I will triple check that for you. Um, but yes, when it doesn't reconcile, when it doesn't balance, I'm pretty sure it's the session till balance report that shows you any comments that were left. Yes, yes, great question. You can still do split payments, half cash, half card. That's not a problem. Yeah, for those customers that want to do that, great question. You can split the payments, half cash, half card. Everything like that is perfectly fine. Great questions. You're very welcome. So yeah, again, thank you ever so much for joining me. I'll keep an eye on the questions coming through, but if you do have any further questions, please feel pop them over to customer care UK at shortcuts.co.uk. I'm more than happy to answer those questions. Any demonstrations where we can, if you want to see in a little bit more detail about those online booking deposits or even offline booking deposits. Offline booking deposits will require a slight upgrade of shortcuts. That's not an upgrade to the package or anything like that. That's simply the version. Okay, so it's just the version of shortcuts you're running. You don't need to upgrade your package or anything like that. Um, but yeah, we can give you a little one-to-one demonstration. Like I said, it's really easy with regards to the integrated card terminals because the amount just appears. But yes. Yeah, of course. So fantastic. Yeah, pop us over an email, customer care UK at shortcuts.co.uk, or you can email us at education at shortcuts.co.uk. We can go through all of this. We can show you in a little bit more detail. That's not a problem. Just obviously let us know uh, where you're from. See, I'm familiar with all of you actually. Fantastic. So, but please do just drop me a little reminder with that just so I get that 100% accurate. But again, thank you ever so much for joining me this afternoon. It's always a pleasure speaking to everyone. But I will stay on just for the last couple of minutes. If you do have any questions, please do pop those across. Yeah, perfect. Thank you. Yeah, lovely stuff. And over the next couple of months as well, we should be continuing with the master classes. So I know a lot of you have already been on those, but if there's any particular subjects you want me to talk about or anything you want to see, whether it's stock, reporting, please do let me know. You can ping that over in an email, anything like that. More than happy to do that. But we're going to be doing more of these master classes over the coming months as well. Ah, thank you. Perfect. Thank you. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. I think I've answered everyone. Lovely stuff. So I think that's it for all of the questions this afternoon. Thank you ever so much for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you. So I hope you're all excited, as excited as I am, to get started with Shortcuts Pay, and your next journey within Shortcuts. Thank you ever so much for joining me this afternoon. My name was Chris. Been a pleasure speaking to you. Take care. See you all again soon. Take care. Bye bye for now.